different sort of horsepower this morning. Just one donkey power. Well, this is the River Cusher. Buried down in there somewhere and followed directly by the Newry Canal. And this is the Riverbomb. You would get the odd trout down here, and later on in the year you would get maybe a salmon, but they'll be rare now. Lots of roach and a few pike, but it's down on his bones at the minute. Hasn't rained for about 2 weeks. Turning onto the Stramor Road now. Past the Quaker meeting house. There's another fine house up here as well. It's a big one in there. Belongs to the person who used to own Sinton's Mill in Tandragee. It's bumpy ride, isn't it? We're coming down to the White Bridge, which is just upstream from Knock Bridge, which is the last one we looked at. This is looking upstream towards Guildford, and downstream to where we were at other bridge. Pike, mostly pike up here, but it's owned by the Guildford Angling Club. The salmon travel through later on in the year, but they're hard to get, like. Right, onwards and upwards. This is the biggest hill. I'll be in first gear by the time I get to the top of it. There's an old fortification of some sort, which I'll have to Google, or I have no idea what it is. Maybe a church. Right, it's all downhill to Guildford now. This is us in Guildford now. Looks like John McGuinness. But it ain't. We're going to go down into the park and along the riverside walk. This was made recently and it goes quite a distance down along the Ban. That's the third time we've crossed the Ban this morning. There's the canoe trail. And the footbridge here goes over to the leisure centre on the far side. Up into Guildford that way. this very fancy structure here. It must have cost a fortune to build this. Let's pull up for a look. Lots of birds singing. Right, we'll head down here down towards the old mill. That's Guildford Mill there. It's in ruins now, but it was an impressive structure in its day. I'd say the mill race must have been in this field beside us here, and because there was a sluice back. It says life jackets must be worn beyond this point. Now you see this stretch here? This is where the salmon lie. Later on in the year, September time, they come up over this weir, and this is a good deep stretch, and I know the boys are down here shrimping or worming or whatever, and there's always a few decent fish come out of here every year. I might give it a go myself. Ah, here we go again. I'm not 100% sure what this is all about. Is it love padlocks or something that you lock your padlock onto the fence and hurl the key into the river and make a wish? Seems a bit strange. Now this is obviously an old mill race. From the mill, there's the mill building up there, and this is the mill. This is bound to have been the mill race, which will no doubt make its way back into the barn again. Can you see me going on my hoop in this gravel? From the other side. This is me heading back into Guildford again. About to cross the band for the 4th time now. That house there used to be a wee Minnie's bar. Closed down years ago, turned into apartments. It's a good wee bar too. It's the time of year whenever the oilseed rape's in bloom. Matches my handlebars. Back along the towpath now, heading towards Terryhugan. Stop for a bit of a refreshment break and to change the battery in the GoPro. So the bike, the flying banana as I call it, this bike came out of the local amenity site where it had been dumped by its previous owner, and it wasn't in this condition whenever it came out of the site. I took it home, I cleaned it up, and I put a new saddle on it. but it's a 12-speed Falcon racer from the early 90s, I would say, and I had it, well, I put 2 tyres on it as well. But all in all, it's a fantastic bike, and it was in the dump, about to go and get crushed or recycled or whatever. So my first ever bike was a Falcon 5-speed, which I got in about 1973 or 4, and I always liked Falcon bikes, and it was good to see this one brought back from the brink of death again. It's nice to get out. This is only the 3rd time I've been out this year. I don't do much cycling, but it's good for you, you know. It gives you an appetite, which is something I really don't need, but it also helps you lose weight and keep fit. So, Team Banana Falcon 12-speed racer. This bell came off a Triumph 20 bicycle that my brother had from our dairy days, which was pre-1971. So that bell there's 50-year-old. Still works reasonably well. And there you have it, the Flying Banana. Right, it's time for the final push. Homeward bound. Check the rear view mirrors and let's go. Here's the Belfast to Dublin railway line. Here's the one donkey pair I was talking about earlier on. I actually befriended this pair. That was away last year. Maybe, in fact, it was the year before the whole pandemic thing. They were in a field on up a bit, and I would grab a couple of apples, wild apples off the high trees and stuff, and bring them down and cut them up with a Swiss Army knife and feed them to the goat and the donkey. The goat is absolutely stinking, but he doesn't know that, and I'm sure he doesn't mind. Right, I'll get an apple for you the next time. I think I may have made a mistake. This is the donkey and goat that I was friends with. How you doing? Hello. Nothing for you today. That's your wee smelly friend there, isn't it? I will bring an apple the next time. I say that to all the donkeys. Don't I? Right, better go. I'm only putting off the inevitable, aren't I? The big hill on the way home. Say cheerio. Cheerio. Well, this is our last river crossing of the day. It's just going back over the Cusher again, heading in towards Tandragee. No more water from here on, just hills. And I'm sure you don't want to see my big red face panting and grunting getting up this flipping thing. Well, that's the first hill finished. The next one's up towards the church, over that way. So I'll have a few minutes to get my breath back. Whew. Now's the hard bit. Gears. It's not great when the bike won't even stay in first gear. Up past the doctor's surgery, might have to call in, get some oxygen. That's it. I've made it up the hill. Move your bum over a bit. So from the banana and myself, all the best until the next time.